Hey, Timmy. Still getting ready. Thanks for the follow. Almost ready. Alright, good evening. Hello, everyone. We are back in this nightmare of a base where everything's flashing on the minimap. Again, thank you for the follow, Timmy. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so believe we last left off, we were working on Chrome while our power was failing, and then we kind of fixed our power. That's what was doing it. Whenever we were doing the research, that's just killing our power. Double checking where production's working and not working. We're still held up on black circuits here. And the train's out of fuel. So we're actually limited on blue circuits, which is going to start slowing everything else down. What are we missing in here? It's not what we're missing. I think we're just not producing enough. Fluids are fine. Yeah, let's place a few more of these down. This design was a little busted up, so we got to do a little bit of changes to get everything working again. Hopefully you're not going to be having to expand it much longer, so I'm not fixing the blueprint. Fiberglass is then going to become a problem. Okay, we need to connect fluids in. That should be everything. I've been thinking later this week I might try and do a little bit of Zomboid. Been playing that on a community server for a bit. I think I can work a plan in, have a nice little bit of a challenge that I can actually do on stream and not be completely boring. I still have that on me. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. Okay, that's all in the network now. That should help out our blue circuits a bit. We're getting a small increase in production. I'm gonna have to redo this if I really need any more. Well, I'm gonna need more. Right, that's what I should have done instead of this. There we go, that'll keep it a little more supplied. So I'm wondering if I should really rework this and try to get a better production out of this. So we don't have that many in the logistics system. We need more in the logistics system so it can supply our black circuit production as well as everything else. So that's our slowdown. So we haven't hit our chrome being the slowdown again yet, which it was for a little bit, and then we kind of fixed it. So we'll finish the chrome design eventually. So that's about halfway done. Let's see our solar expansion. That's going well. At least provide us a little bit of extra power during the day. This thing is completely jammed up again. Let's see if we can help that out. Wherever it is, we'll find it again. Okay, now we're not jammed up. That's just backing up like it should. Though, we have too many of these. You could do something like that. That should help it out. And we'll use that as a little buffer. That keeps the two machines here going. And my little logistics mess here keeps on trucking. It's not providing as much power, but it's at least providing catalyst for when we swap to deuterium. Which is in the list, if we get to it. This is chugging away at different artifacts still, because we're going to need a ton of them. We'll probably have to come back and fix some of this later. If I remember right, we're not getting a lot of cellulose paste. That's actually fine. That's surprising. Yeah, okay, that's all fine. Let our bots continue to help out with the concrete mess that I created. We're slowly paving everywhere. And then we'll never catch up. Okay, that's completely slowed down. That should have fixed itself by now. Yeah, okay. Everything is still just consuming. Ran into a power issue for, I think it was like an hour and a half and didn't realize it, so everything lost all of its buffer. We're still trying to fix some of that right now. It's all starting to catch up, which is good. We have this nightmare. Makes our platinum and chrome. Still not a lot of chrome in the logistics network, but that's fine. It'll be fine. So let's see about the blue circuits. I think that'll be our best bet. It'd be a little problematic because it was designed with the green circuits, with tier 3 modules. And that's what we are insanely short of. But it should overall be more compact than what we currently have. So back to the lab we go. There was another on pause project, so we'll shift over here. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a weird temporary setup here for some of the inputs. That's going to use an infinite chest and supply to our temporary logistics network in here. Act like our actual base. Okay, that links that all together. So we need 3 items that we have to get in here. Titanium plate will do on its own belt. We'll split the other 2 onto the same belt. Can we do it like this? Might have to actually spread everything out a little bit. Okay. Okay. Get a few more bots to help test this all out. Now we need to get the beacon set up on them. 4 beacons on each of these. Bit of a split here. We got the two machines, they're both in beacon range. These will take our titanium sheet coils, which we gotta set up another one of these for. That's half the materials. Come back to sulfuric acid because it's needed in the processing boards. Need 9 of these somehow. Oh, we're gonna need a lot of. Oh my god, forgot how crazy this is. Oh, we're gonna come back to this. I was not prepared to work on this tonight, and it is complex, to say the least. I actually have to do a lot of math. I'm going to do it off stream to split this stuff up into smaller sections. Because no, we're just going to go place more of the old design. Go work on one of the other projects. Okay, so all the materials seem to be holding up. It's almost like the iron can't keep up. Is that silver? It's silver. It is getting down here, so again, the fluids are doing fine. So we can go and expand this down a little bit more, get some more production that way. Be smart, and I'm just going to copy from this. Okay. Killed out the logistics storage there. So we're not producing enough of this anywhere. So I think I might actually have to go back to the fiberglass design. So let's see. Glass fiber, how much do I have? Okay, we got a ton of glass fiber. That's good. Okay, so I should be able to make a better scale version of this and not limited to the belt. That way we can just place a bunch of them over here and run it up into it. That needs power. Go stand up here for a sec. Let our bots build. Let's see what else we can do here. Okay, so I don't actually have a design here for better fiberglass, so we're gonna have to work on that real quick. So we're gonna open the big foreman. Our goal with this is half of a blue belt, which is our like generic belt that we use everywhere. We have a source of glass fiber, so we don't have to make a production line for that. We're going to use some modules here just to keep the building counts down, make it a little more compact. What's the version here? We're doing the formaldehyde and urea gas. Okay. That's one way to do it. Or we could do it like that, and it'll save on overall resources from the productivity modules. That was weird. There we go. Both arms are tracking. This is very similar to what we already had set up that I'm kind of standing next to here. Which you can see right about here. We need some carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide. I think we're just going to have the logistics bots handle the charcoal. Let's see if I was to do this. That's a little bulky. Yeah, because of these furnaces. Okay, so we can get it down like that. How's everybody's week been going? How's the cold for everyone? We finally got snow out here the past 2 days. And it's supposed to hit negative, like an hour or so. We're currently down to about 10 Fahrenheit. Yeah, so any of these ores, we're just gonna have the logistic bots handle because it's a very small amount. How did I handle this? Oh, we used the phase shift. We made carbon monoxide and then turned it into dioxide, which also gave us hydrogen. So that way we don't have to put in electrolyzers, which are big and bulky. The way we do that is we change up this. Make some carbon monoxide. Yeah, we're just gonna belt this in. So that gives us the hydrogen we need for over here, as well as the one for over here. And a little bit extra that will vent. Okay, so we got this purified water up here. We have a need for it down there. And we have to produce a bunch of extra. And get rid of the saline water that comes from that. Set up our steam. Now we need to just get the nitrogen and then set up both modules. I also do apologize. My voice has been a little messed up from this weekend. I had a bit of a cold. So everything's a little sore. That's why I've been hydrating more. Yeah, I use that slight percentage more than 2 actually. So we need the extra module. Right, we want to use module 1s if we can, because those don't require black circuits at all. And that's keeping us mostly down to 1 machine per for a lot of that. Keeping us at 3 there is fine. Just a lot of boilers. That's fine. This is actually a really simple build. Okay, so back into the lab. Just go right over here to start making this. Set up another source point for that. We're gonna have only the one machine, so we can just have that go right into for this design. Yeah, we'll do the warehouse. Need one moment. I think my cat's got somewhere they're not supposed to be. Alright, back. Cats got where they weren't supposed to be, sorted that out. Okay, so where were we? Hey, Anger, how you doing? Yeah, this is Seablock. This is almost 350 hours of Seablock. Warning lights everywhere, bots moving everywhere, and water all around. So, right, I still have Foreman over the screen. This is 350 hours. It is a beyond pain. Especially if you watched Doshington's videos on this. He summarizes this up pretty good. He uses trains. I'm not using any trains. Everything's bots and built. So you at least know a foreman. Good external program. I picked it up a lot faster than I did like Helmod or anything. Right now we're having a problem of fiberglass. Yeah, I never used yet another factory, whatever the C is. Calculator. Yeah. I tacked a few little quality of life mods onto here. One of them is actually one that takes the recipes and you can invert them. So you can actually make some nice symmetrical designs for fluid devices. So like I've got this little cooling block here. You can notice the recipe on the right side has those R's. It's reversed so that everything matches up a little better. The downside is whenever you're looking around for something, it's now doubled or tripled in some areas how many recipes you see. But you get used to it. Oh, we got ads starting soon. Oh, I haven't. I wanted to try Nullius. It's on my list. Yep, I want to finish this. I'm going to take a little bit of a break from Factorio, swap to some other games for a bit. And we'll continue the conversation after the ad break. Okay, that gets us 2 beacons on each. Okay, so let's see, that's our urea. Have that actually run off on that side. A bunch of speed 1 modules. Green catalyst, not red. Formaldehyde and then catalytic methanol. That'll keep that all good. We can shift this up 1 more. Cats are getting into mischief again, but doesn't sound like anything too bad. Alright, I'm just checking a problem with the server that I'm hosting. No more distractions. Okay, so one more chemical plant down here. I feel like I've made this whole setup before, but it might be because this design has gone like 4 times over, slowly increasing in efficiency. It used to be this giant nightmare. Completely self-sufficient, though. At least mostly. I don't remember fully. Yeah, I don't have another one. I think it's because the urea loop is very common in a lot of things. So all my different builds are starting to just blend into each other. Okay, so 3 things that are going to get us are carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Okay, let everything kind of hook up. Let's just attach that right away there. Now we just gotta get this hooked into that. And then we need an overflow on this. Alright. another part of this down. We just need to put 4-speed module 1s in each of those. The carbon monoxide. Three liquefiers. Little break from the chemical plants that are most of this build. Okay, we should be good. I don't know why. It's always about a quarter to a half an hour, somewhere around there. Every hour, every 2 hours, every 4 hours. One of those. But it's always some point between 15 and 30 minutes into the hour. It just kills out Twitch for a few seconds and everything's got to reconnect. It's only Twitch. I haven't noticed any kind of spikes with any other games or anything. Is what it is. At least I got a decent upload speed and I'm not dropping packets. I'll take it. Because the packet dropping was the worst part. Okay, so 3 speed 1s. Yep, we didn't need any more beacons anywhere. Need them up here. Okay, so we need to get the purified water in now. Just the rest of it. We're going to use top up for this. Of course, we need the bronze for the extra little bit of reach. And we're going to move this. And now everything fits in. Just need to expand some power down here. Alright, let's get some electric boilers and then we'll hook up some water. 5 with 2 speed ones in each. Do 4 with 2 speed 2s. So we'll do the 5. Okay, so do that. Where's our steam at? Steam's right here. Let's see how much water we actually need in smaller pumps. We're gonna need 19 of them. I might be able to do that here. Okay, this should actually start to produce once everything down here does its thing. We should see a decent amount come down here. Let's run it by rate calculator real quick. It's actually going to do about 40. Okay. Somehow. Alright, we need to actually put the catalyst in. And that's a decent amount. I'm gonna have to sort this out again at some point. Okay, let's get one of those placed down. Oh, we can do this. intersect at all? Oh, those pipes touch. No fair. That's the same pipe. It's risky to do. Oh, we can do that. Let the bots pull the machines over. Take a sec. Okay, that should keep the belt pretty full. Do that for a nice little balancer. And let's get the catalysts in this and it should be good to go. What I should do is probably try playing Payday 3 later this week. I've had the game, waited for all those initial little hiccups, and it seems like it's doing better. So we're supposed to have modules set on them that I don't think I set in the blueprint. I did not. Huh. Okay. Yep, I never set the productivity modules. Okay, let's go back in. Let's fix that quick with the blueprint and copy it back down to imprint it on. go. Now it's got them. And it'll get them supplied eventually. That should fix our fiberglass problems for a bit. Okay, so we're going to let everything run for a little bit here. Can see that I'm having a copper issue again because I never connected it there. All right. And I probably did not connect that up properly. Yep. Why isn't anything working? Because I didn't connect all the belts. Why didn't I connect all the belts? Because I hate all my old recipes and blueprints that I set up like this. So, I really forgot to do the copper the entire thing. Okay. Now all of these should be producing. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to let them run for a sec. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break here. And we'll be back and we'll continue and see where we have to go chase down another problem. Hey, friend called 5, how you doing? Thank you for the raid. I will pop right back from this break a little bit early. How are you doing tonight? Were you doing more Factorio in your big mega base? Hi Raiders. My name's Arrogath, and I am here messing around in Seablock. New friends is always good. Alright, take care. Need to sleep, that's always good. Always a good post-stream thing to do. Yeah, I should be on, schedule from the bottom of the screen down there. But yeah, I am Arrogath. Welcome, Raiders. If you're here to just lurk, you can lurk. Listen to some nice jazz tonight while I am messing around in Seablock. We just fixed our fiberglass over here a little bit. Now we're hunting down the next problem, which looks to be silver. See how our silver's doing. It's doing terrible. So the bobmonium here. Yeah, we're just not getting enough through this setup anymore, so we need more silver production. Let's see if we have any more in the base somewhere. No, we do have a requester chest. Okay, so we are going to need to make some silver. We're going to have to set up one of my new loops. Do have one designed. Go and find space for it. And if anybody wants like a full base tour, I don't mind giving it. Feel free to ask. I use a few extra little quality of life mods in here, nothing too crazy. And my base is just one big giant mess right now. Because I've refused to use trains and everything stopped working properly. If I run my research right now, I run out of power and everything breaks. So we're expanding our power. We're getting some solar in to help. And I need to fix some of my nuclear initial setups because that all broke. So where can we fit some silver? Probably going to have to do it down over here somewhere. Oh, we actually have enough room. Yeah, we are we're almost to the 350-hour mark. I've been doing this over about the past 6 months. I had to take about a month break due to ISP issues over that time. More like about a month and a half. Kept getting massive packet dropping and basically couldn't stream or play any games online. Kept yelling at them, kept sending texts out, and they eventually fixed it and kept it stable for more than 3 days. Alright, so all of our construction bots are going to start bringing everything out here. They have to wait on them for most of that, but we can start doing blasting charges and get all the water set up on this. I actually have a bunch of these designs, and it is for every type of ore, metal, everything. So they all operate the same, and you'll get to see this come to life. I put these weird little pipe markers in to remind myself what type of pipe, what thing has to go here. We need the mud water there, we need normal water here. And we blast holes everywhere. Oh, there was one big flaw. I thought I had enough Module 3s getting produced a while back that I wouldn't run into an issue when building these. Turns out I was wrong. Every time I build one of these designs, I'm putting myself more and more into the hole on making modules. Which we are, as you can see down over here. About 3,000 blue modules in the hole. It's a lot. But we need to build it to be able to make the modules. It's just an endless cycle that I'm stuck in. Okay, so we're going to get most of the water points set up. There's some that I can't set up until after I do other bits. Oh, and I can hide foreman for now. Get rid of that. Alright, so we've got this little charcoal filter loop. We need to saturate it, so we're going to put a bunch of filter frames in here. Reload it with a little bit of charcoal. In here, we're going to put a little bit of sulfur, because it is a sulfur positive loop that we're working with. And then we also have a charcoal production chain that we need to prime the carbon dioxide with. Thankfully, silver is one of the less complex ones, so it's using the initial designs of these, or, well, the second ones, because originally had it for the ore type itself, which this one is bobmonium. Crush it, And then I have a design that stops there and just lets us output crushed. This is going to the chunks. And it's in a whole little enclosed thing. We actually need to prime a little bit more stuff over here. Need to give a little bit of sulfur up here. No filters or anything. Same with this one. A little bit of sulfur to get it going. Then we got that. That in. And then we just need to put some filter frames in. Putting it in the outputs, once there's power here, put it into this line. Have all that. Come over here, we have a Tianaton loop built into this one that we need to prime up. So put some seeds there. The rest of the seeds we compost. That gets us our soil, and that loop will start itself up. And then also need to get a few filters here, which I'm not going to get because I'm not in the logistics network. So we're just going to go hang out over here for a sec. Just construct a few. So we also need to get a little bit of charcoal in this. It's another charcoal loop setup. We have our catalyst here for setting up the coolant through mineral oil that we all produce right here. And we actually don't need to give that any sulfur. It'll get supplied once we hook it up into the network and get power. So we're also going to set up all the pumps down here now, and then we'll give it power and get it going. I think I spent an entire week getting this initial setup, and then expanding it out for each of the different processing levels. See here in my big old book of blueprints, we have one for every tier. It just keeps adding on, and for the most part, they're fully enclosed loops, except for the coolant loop, the catalysts, which is just copper ore and iron ore. And some things need a little bit more sulfur, so we're supplying them from elsewhere. Alright, good enough to start this up. Everything should have what it needs. Anything that it doesn't, this will handle. Look at the slag that comes up here. Big old mess of everything here. Oh, because it's waiting on that fur stuff. We don't have any of those pumps. Make one real quick just to get some water in there. I ran out of them. That'll get us our little bit of purified water. Get this sulfuric acid going. You can see these all starting to do their thing. Crystallizers start working. Bring it to the crushers. Passing on up to here. These are going to have their geodes come back out and around and get voided off into nowhere down here. Oh, crazy little loops. They're not running at full amounts because, once again, as I said, they're not going to have all the modules, and all the math was done with the modules. Those will slowly get placed over time. So now the one little difference that we got to do here is we are going to set up some small silos on the side. We're going to catch a little bit of the production into there, and that's going to help out with what we currently need, because we need the coils. So now that's running. It should be running. Yep, okay, so everything here will sort itself out eventually. It's all gonna kind of run a little slow, but once the loops fill up, let's go make sure that we actually have our silver getting up to where it needs to go. And as you can see, a lot of the same similar designs, but different end products. Also, looks like we're low on titanium. No, not titanium, just the red circuits. Now we're having a problem with red circuits. Okay. I'll just pull this right up into there. I want to use this production up, just so we're using it up. That should help out there. Now let's go see what's going on with red circuits. Further down we go, I think it's just actually our production of them. We're really going to have to come up with the new designs for these. as we can see from this current setup, I can't go east anymore. Our plastic is starting to not hold up again. Also have ads coming, so I'm just gonna review a few things right now, and I'll see you after the ads. We'll wait to launch this once people get back. I think I'm actually going to wait to even launch that so we stockpile our black circuits and focus them on modules. Remember right, that's what I wanted to do here. We want that, doing that. That's full. The more black circuits we get down working on modules, the better. Oh, and for those that haven't seen, like to always point it out, this is my one train. This is all it does. The two stations are named one after raven-haired myth. Yes, I helped me with a little bit of art and other stuff on the channel. And the other is Nuckchoris, who was also working on Seablock way back when I started, but he burnt out. He's been playing other stuff. He's a great guy when he is streaming. And we're out of blue and black here. Oh, we don't want that going down this. Hi, Cafe 51966. How are you doing? Thank you for the follow. How's your day been going? How's your Factorio bases been going if you play? If you don't play, what kind of Factorio bases do you like to watch? Okay, that buffers them a little bit and gets some stuff moving again. Just crazy the amount of circuits you need. Oh, spaghetti. Like this base? That might be a problem. This line's actually kind of out of sulfuric. Oh, it's before the pump, that's why. Yeah, that's going to be an empty sulfuric waste loader excess line that pulls from a bunch of old designs. It's gotten better, but I still have parts of my original base as the only way that certain things are getting produced. So if we come up over here, see, here's the windmills that we started with. We come up to the original bus that I had, which we kept expanding on, and belts started going everywhere. And then I hit a point where I couldn't expand anymore because I didn't have enough landfill. So everything just started getting crammed more and more. And we have this nightmare corner. This corner is so cursed that it's using inserters to place stuff to other inserters to get around everything. So my power right now is actually all on this west side here. It is Friend plants, as you can see here, and a little bit of nuclear that's completely messed up. So we have this thing here, but every little block that I designed here, for some reason, when I was testing it, it was fine. But then in actuality, the heat stops about halfway, 3/4 of the way. So half of it's, a good chunk of it's not actually doing anything. And it takes forever to actually spin up, because it gets these uranium fuel cells going on this side, which then powers the plutonium on this side. To actually show it a little more, beans are everywhere within this section right here. It's one design, and then I kind of worked the design better, but it requires module 3s, and I don't have enough of them. So at some point I need to come back to the nuclear and fix it, because it's very slow to get going. Thankfully, all the turbines are now built, so when I tear this down and put something else up, it'll just place it all down. We are building up some catalysts here, so I might try and do a deuterium, which is why I have it in my favorites up here. We are also up to the dry dock assembly in SpaceX. But as I said just a few moments ago, I'm waiting to try and get my black circuits and blue circuits down to modules and not to everything else. Because we are making pitiful amounts of them. We had it going at a nice amount, and then it kept running into problems because we keep running into different resources that stop working. But yeah, this was the original part of my base that I just kept slapping more and more stuff onto and creating a nightmare. So this is spaghetti. It's also still mostly where my science is done. So we have been working on a new setup that's currently just red and green, and that's mainly designed to help with the FTL researches. And this nightmare that's starting to fill up again, and I hate it. Yeah, so we have this over here. and that helped us push our FTLA research in, so now we're on B. If I start it up, my whole base is going to run out of power. I think I can actually still show it on the graph. I was in the lab designing stuff, and for like an hour and a half we had no power, and I didn't realize it until the next stream. Yeah, there it is. 6 hours ago, everything just crashed. I had to completely pull the power off of everything else and let it kind of build itself back up. Because the nuclear also clogged itself up and stopped making fuel cells, which I have adjusted and mostly fixed at this point, I hope. But yeah, we've got the bot mall with some extra help with a belt going through it. More bot mall. And then my circuit nightmare here that is its own little bus. Each level here is the different types of circuits. So we got the greens, goes into reds, goes into blues, down here. But then comes back up to these weird modules, and the bots bring in everything for black. I can at least look at these belt lines here to see if there's a resource issue. Usually lets me see if there's a problem somewhere. Why? It's just red circuits. We can't get blue because red circuits aren't fast enough. Also, the bots keep blooming out because I put way too much blueprint down for concrete brick to pave everything. And I think I broke my logistics network a bit. Because the construction bots normally aren't prioritizing this at all. They're like ignoring it in giant sections. So the logistics bots refill me on reinforced concrete, and then the personal bots go and place it. Though I'm still keeping 60 UPS, so there is that. Need to completely redesign this and get it moving faster and in less space. Let's actually take a quick look at our silver setup here. It's actually doing pretty good. At least it's doing the best that it can. Yeah, that's the quick and dirty of this base. If you have any more specific questions, feel free to ask. I have the exclamation point Seablock. It shows all the extra quality of life mods that I have. One of them is Gosh Darn It Water, which allows you to change liquid outputs. Kind of change up where everything is so you can get some nice symmetrical things set up. The most recent that I did with that, part of the fiberglass setup here. The liquid resin parts here. uses the alternate recipes, kind of keep everything a little more uniform. It's called Gosh Darn It Water. And then I'm also using all those other ones. Which is mainly just bottleneck for the little color indicators to see where there's problems. Belt visualizer, pipe visualizer, rate calculator, squeak through so I can get through things. Blueprint designer lab, or a bit of creative. Tiny start is because I have tried playing this so many different times and I'm burnt out so many times. I gave myself a little bit of bots to start with, and it just helped with placing blueprints and copies of stuff early on, so it wasn't as tedious. I think the only thing that I still have of that left is the tiny fusion reactor that the mod has that you start with for power. And it's just sitting there because this thing has a ton of free space still. Cleaning my inventory up a bit. Alright, so we're on the hunt for belts that are running slow. So we want to make sure everything's moving, because the more resources, the more everything. Our nightmare of reinforced concrete. And our giant over tank of used coolant isn't really increasing, which is good. So I had to build this whole extra coolant block, which also uses gosh darn it water. So I can make this whole coolant block nice and compact. Okay, so we are keeping up here. And where our bot counts at, we are about 4,000 logistics bots and 3,000 construction. That is a mix of tier 2, 3, and fusion. The fusions are tier 4s that don't need to recharge. So they just zip around everywhere. I just want to see, don't have a lot of white signs. So we can't even really try and research anything right now. Iron is completely depleted, all of the ore resources. I've got no way to fix that without making more and more of a spaghetti mess. I've tried fixing this so many times. Yeah, and there they go with the reinforced bricks still. I'll slowly get filled in. Have this coming from all the way down here because I keep cramming everything in. It's barely able to keep up. It's not worth placing any more of them because I'm stuck waiting on the modules. Best I can do is designing stuff that doesn't need module 3s. working on all that. So I have like a chrome design that I'm still working on. Which I think I'm going to go back to. So we had a chrome platinum design. And then I copied it because we needed more chrome. That is this giant mess. It is designed to be completely enclosed. It produced both platinum and chrome, and used a bunch of the resources that it overproduced due to the mixed sorting. Then we just recently put an upgrade on it to kind of process a little more chrome and get a little more out of it. That's been helping out. It's actually part of the new chrome design. I just took it from the ore point and kind of kit bashed it into here. So it gave it a little bit more life. We have these artillery batteries everywhere that we use for expansion. Bots keep resupplying with ammo, and if any worms are in range, I take them out. Then I'll usually go into map view and assist. Once I can get some more white science, should be able to increase the range on them, which will help. And we produce so many shells, it doesn't matter. We can just spam them. If I could have changed things, I would have just gotten rid of the worms and never had them spawn. The only thing they're really useful for is getting all the different artifacts a little earlier than you can produce them. And while they're an early game limiting factor on how fast you can expand, at this point they're just a nuisance, and it's just a bunch of time wasting and mouse clicking to destroy them. Let's see, what is our actual hold up here? Just the end point trying to produce them. I wonder if I place a beacon here, I should be able to boost enough of it. Of course, I don't have any modules on me. Yeah, got none in storage. See if there's any I can steal from the actual production chain. where our modules are produced. Got its little side bus of everything. Most of it's produced here. Bots bring in some of the materials. We are stuck waiting on blue circuits and black. The logistics bots tend to fill my inventory up before other stuff. So I'll usually come over here and deposit what I have on me. It kind of helps it out. And then there's the fun little bit of logic that I had to put in so that all of this can keep flowing as different parts of it fill up. But any part of this that fills up and backs up will output to an alternate lane, which then takes it, brings it over to this area, crushes it up, and then voids it off after it tries to put it into this refill line. Because this creates the grinders. Yeah, the grindstones. And it'll use everything from this line as well as from these to try and keep that filled. It's a nice little redundant system, and it's a little overkill in size, because originally when I was designing this, the math was very different. Actually, I would say to destroy a few of these, I would get the modules back. But why destroy that when I can just remove the modules? Steal all these modules back and have them get used elsewhere. Probably have to put modules into it later, because a lot of the math was assuming that this thing was running at full speed, and it's never going to run at full speed. That was a theoretical number. But even this, it has the lubricant for this whole mess completely created on site here. Aside from maybe like a catalyst somewhere. Which is what I try to do with all my different little designs. Unless they break. And a lot of these have been breaking because they're not running their modules like they're supposed to. Alright, that all looks to be running good. Definitely gonna have to do a little bit of math to try and get the nuclear working better. I'm gonna do that off stream because that's gonna take a little bit. Once I have an idea of what I'm doing, I'll be building it on stream. Most likely gonna swap that over to deuterium. and in theory I should be able to set up the ratios right to where it's catalyst positive. So I might have to keep a condensed version of what I currently have to help keep plutonium and stuff up. This even uses anything? No, just catalyst. And then the mess that is deuterium and heavy water. You have to get all these different semi-heavy waters, cool them down. The mess. To maybe eventually rework my paper designs because this extra output thing is just a mess to get rid of. But it's actually getting a little late and I don't want to start any other projects. I'm not seeing any major resource problems to work on. I think I'm actually going to end a little early here. Normally I'll go for 3 or more hours. So I think I'm going to go and see who's online and who we can raid. I usually try to raid anybody else that's doing Seablock. Keep with the nice little theme here. If not, I hop over to my list of people that I follow. So I think we are going to change it up a little bit. If people like to see generic, mostly vanilla mega bases, we're going to go hop over to Jesse123. They also play a bunch of Final Fantasy XIV, and they do a lot of the endgame progression on that. Looks like they hopped over into Factorio. They probably finished their clears for the week. So we're going to go right over into them. No, we're not going to do any kind of raid message or anything. Just go over, be nice, say hi. Be respectful of their channel rules. And with that, I'm going to say good night, take care, see you tomorrow. When the timer finishes. Come on, time. Take care, Cafe. Bye.